how do you say I know in Spanish? Now, if you're a native English speaker, this exact question is a massive pain point. Why? Because in English, we rely on just one single verb for literally every situation. We say, I know math. I know Pablo. I know how to cook. I know what's happening in the news. It's just to know across the board. But in Spanish, if you try to take a one-size-fits-all approach and use a single verb for all of those scenarios, you're going to get some very, very confused looks from native speakers.
Because the real answer to how you say I know is, well, it depends. Spanish actually splits the concept of knowing into two totally distinct verbs, saber and conocer. And honestly, conquering this grammatical split, it isn't just about passing a test or memorizing a textbook rule. It is a literal superpower for your fluency. Knowing exactly when to deploy saber and when to seamlessly switch to conocer is going to instantly elevate your Spanish and make you sound so much more authentic.
Okay, let's take a quick look at our roadmap for today's explainer. We're going to start with the conjugations, then explore saber for facts and skills, followed by conocer for people and places. After that, we'll look at some direct side-by-side comparisons, and finally wrap it all up with a handy cheat sheet. All right, let's jump straight into section 1, the blueprint. Here is our conjugation breakdown. Let's walk through these present tense forms together, and I'm going to slow down here so you can really hear the pronunciation. Let's start with saber. Pay very close attention to the yo form, meaning I, because it is highly irregular. It is simply yo sé. Listen to that again, yo sé. You never say sabo. It's just yo sé. The rest of the forms follow a nice, regular pattern. Tú sabes. Él, ella, or usted sabe. Nosotros sabemos. Vosotros sabéis. And ellos, ellas, or ustedes saben. Okay, now let's look at conocer. Again, look right at that yo form. It's totally irregular. Yo conozco. Listen to how strong that Z sound is. Yo conozco. After that, they fall right into line. Tú conoces. Él, ella, or usted conoce. Nosotros conocemos. Vosotros conocéis. Y ellos, ellas, or ustedes conocen. I want you to lock those two irregular yo forms into your memory right now. Yo sé and yo conozco. That is where most people stumble, so mastering them early is absolutely crucial.
Moving right along to section 2, let's focus entirely on facts, information, and skills. So saber is used exclusively when we are talking about facts, information, and concrete data stored right there inside your brain. Think of it as your objective knowledge. So, for example, if you know someone's address, su dirección, or if you know a flight number, el número del vuelo, you absolutely must use saber. It's concrete information. It's the kind of thing you could easily write down on a piece of paper. You just possess the fact in your head. But you know, saber actually goes way beyond just trivia facts. Saber is also the verb you use to express a learned skill. Basically, your know-how. And the grammar rule for this is incredibly satisfying because it's just a simple formula. You take your subject plus your conjugated form of saber and you just add an infinitive verb. As a quick reminder, an infinitive is simply the root natural form of a verb before you've changed it for any person, like cocinar for to cook or tocar for to play. By combining saber with an infinitive, your conversational vocabulary is going to instantly double.
Let's actually hear this in action. Listen to this. Yo sé cocinar. I know how to cook. It's a skill you possess, right? You know how to make tacos or enchiladas. It's not a mystery, it's a fact-based skill that you've learned over time. Here's another really great example. Él sabe tocar la guitarra. He knows how to play the guitar. The takeaway here is simple. Whenever you want to say, I know how to do something in Spanish, saber is your one and only option.
All right, let's completely shift gears for section 3, conocer. This is all about people, places, and familiarity. I want you to mentally separate this from everything we just talked about because conocer operates in a totally different world. This is the verb of familiarity, of personal acquaintance, and of subjective, lived experience. You use conocer when you are familiar with a person, or when you know a place because you've actually traveled there and walked its streets. You also use it when you are intimately familiar with a really complex subject like la literatura española, Spanish literature. It's not about reciting a cold, hard fact. It's about having a genuine relationship or a deep experience with whatever you're talking about. Now, check out this tiny but incredibly important grammatical quirk on this slide. Yo conozco a Juan. I know Juan. Notice anything special? When you use conocer with people, you must always place the letter a right before the person's name.
This is called the personal A in Spanish grammar. You literally cannot just say yo conozco Juan. It has to be yo conozco a Juan. It's the hallmark of showing that you are personally acquainted with a human being. Let's take a look at a couple more examples of familiarity to really drive this home. Ella conoce París muy bien. She knows Paris very well. This implies she hasn't just memorized facts about the Eiffel Tower from a book. She has walked the streets of Paris. She has subjective, first-hand experience there. Or how about conocer la cocina mexicana? This means you are deeply familiar with Mexican cuisine from the inside out. Maybe you grew up eating it. You understand the flavor profiles intimately. It's familiar to your soul. It's just so much deeper than simply knowing how to follow a recipe card.
So now we arrive at section 4, direct juxtaposition. These side-by-side comparisons are where you're really going to have that aha moment.
Let's start with geography. On the Saber side, we have Yo sé cuál es la capital de Colombia. I know what the capital of Colombia is. You learn that in school. It's a geographical fact filed away in your brain. Now compare that directly with conocer. Yo conozco Bogotá. I know Bogotá. Saying this means you have physically been to the city. You've stayed there. You are familiar with the actual place. It's raw fact versus lived experience.
Now let's look at how this applies to people and characters. Imagine saying, Yo sé quién es Gollum. I know who Gollum is. He's a famous character in Lord of the Rings. It's public, cultural knowledge. You know the fact of his existence. But imagine if you said, Yo conozco a Gollum. That completely changes the meaning. That means you know him personally. You're buddies. You've met him and gone out for coffee with him. It's the stark difference between knowing of someone as trivia and knowing them as a friend. And hey, notice that personal A popping up again right before his name?
Let's do one more comparison to really solidify this. Yo sé llegar al aeropuerto. I know how to get to the airport. This is a directional skill. You know the route to drive there. Now contrast that with Yo conozco el aeropuerto de Las Vegas. I know the Las Vegas airport. This means you are deeply familiar with the building and the layout itself, because you've hung out there during a layover, you've played the slot machines at the gate, you've lived the chaotic experience of that specific place. Saber is the how-to, conocer is the familiarity. And that brings us to section 5, the synthesis. Get ready to take a mental screenshot because this is your quick reference cheat sheet. Here is your ultimate summary. On the left side, we have saber. You're going to use this for facts, information, and skills. When you want to say, I know how to do something, it's always saber followed by an infinitive verb. And remember that tricky irregular form, yo sé. Then on the right side, we have conocer. You're going to use this exclusively for people, for places, and for being familiar with complex subjects. If you're talking about a person, do not forget the personal A. And remember its unique irregular form, yo conozco. As we wrap up today's explainer, I want to leave you with a thought to really ponder on your language journey. Right now, as you sit here and study these rules, you savor a lot of facts. But tell me, do you just know about Spanish, or are you starting to truly conocer it? Are you building that deep, personal familiarity? Keep practicing, keep immersing yourself in the culture, and soon enough, you won't just possess the facts, you'll own the language.
Excelente! You're officially a master of Saber and Conocer. If this video helped you, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this with your favorite Spanish study buddy. Follow for more lessons. Hasta luego!